Well, we made some decent progress today. We got the hole cut out for the air conditioning. Got it all mounted, secured, squared away. Only thing I need to finish is put some foam around the edges. And if I feel like, finish it off with some trim around it to hide everything. And then I designed out this front cabinet here to where we're not going to protrude into the doorway. We're going to angle over here. This is going to be hanging up high, and then somewhere down the bottom 24 inches will be a shelf or drawers. Who knows at this point. I've got it all designed except for the very bottom three base cabinets. And then over here in this position, partition, gonna have a shelf here and then another shelf above that. Then we'll have a countertop, big countertop in here, wraps around here. There'll be a partition right here for, I think I got 4 or 5 shelves for boots right here. Motocross boots be perfect in that weird corner. And then have everything will have a curtain over it except for this where the air conditioning is, of course. And then there'll be a partition, and then right up here I'm gonna have my Berkey water filter on a shelf right here, and all my pitchers, water pitchers and cups will be on the top of the counter right over in here. So it'll be a big countertop. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with the countertop or these base cabinets down low. Eventually we might have some drawers or something, but we're moving right along. Tomorrow I'll cut the rest of these pieces out for that, the shelves, and possibly finish this shelf up here. And then we're making really good progress at this point. Of course, that'll need to be face framed and everything once we get it all finished. I have to put some shelves down those base cabinets, design that out. And then we'll move on to probably the wiring next, because I have a bulkhead fitting that'll need to go through the trailer wall down at the bottom there. I'll run the wires up this corner to the, I've got a 6-position 100 amp junction box I'll put right here, and then we can run the wiring through the roof. And I know I have at least 2 wall plugs. I may have 4, I don't know, but they have the USB connector built into it, slot position. So we'll mount a couple of receptacles, 120 AC receptacles, and I think I got the 20 amp rather than the smaller one. So those will be nice. Figure out where to put those. And then we will work on the roof. Got some insulation to put up there, and the ceiling's what I'm talking about. Put the insulation, and then some Luan over probably 6 or so feet to this point right here. Screw it to these braces, and then be a little piece, little narrow piece that'll go from here up to where the other Luan doesn't cover. Well, that'll be nice, and I have a couple of ceiling lights to put in, and then the shelf that's going right here, I'm gonna put a valance hanging down with a little robe light or something in there, so the light won't just be blinding you. You can have some light, but it won't be right at eye level. So, and there's a few other things I want to do, like you're sitting here in the bed propped up, little desk or table or something that folds off the wall right here that you could use while you're doing that. And then maybe a little slide out right here, shelf that slides out, but not the whole lot of weight, just a little shelf, you know. And then that's probably all we're gonna do, you know. I was thinking about a rooftop vent fan, but we don't necessarily need that right at this second to get out of here, but eventually we'll have a lot more done. But really close, seriously. You know, need to wrap things up. This is not all finished, and then you're gonna have to paint. But so we're getting there. That'll be nice to be able to get back to travel and have a decent life again, rather than being sick, laying in bed all day long. That's what I feel like I've been doing for a whole year. All right, let's go inside for a little bit, cool off. It is 6:30 at 87 degrees.